this business with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, people coming after them because it basically, we recently learned that they had been separated. They had been kind of living their lives separately, and they just weren't really ready to tell the public. And I just the, the recent interview revealed that back in 2016, essentially they, I believe, were they living under the same roof? I can't remember if they were or were not living under the same roof, but essentially they had a situationship going on. They had a situationship going on, like many marriages face, where, they weren't ready to commit to a divorce. They weren't ready to walk away, but they were living their lives in a more kind of separate manner. We'll say that. Now, let me say this here. You guys know from a while back that I totally support Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. I think that they are two beautiful human beings, and I think Jada Pinkett Smith, you would think in 2023, we would recognize where people have had this visceral either hate, indifference, or disregard for black women, especially strong black women. Like, people look at Jada Pinkett Smith. Let me just hold up. Let me caveat with saying this. I noticed a long time ago with Chris Rock, that was a perfect occasion for these crazy KKK grannies, like they like to call them on the internet spaces, or these crazy white supremacists. This was a perfect time for them to villainize a black man, a black woman, without saying, I just hate these people because they're black. Because honestly, how can you be so invested in someone and hating someone unless it's coming from somewhere else, unless it's coming from a racist, sexist, classist, xenophobic, whatever place? This is my understanding, because what's truly the most important to me in my life? God is first. Next is going to be my family. After that, it's probably going to be my passions, like my career, my art, my creativity, my writing, my friends. My friends are probably going to come, somewhere between third and fourth. I don't know. And then after that, sustenance, food to eat, shelter, being alive. Celebrities and being all up in their business, wondering about every single second that's going on every single day of their life. How can I judge them on this? How can I ridicule them on that? How can I troll their social media here? How can I send hate to them there? And these keyboard warriors, they never ever put their name with stuff. Not really. The names that they show online are fake. They never put their picture with this stuff. So they truly are keyboard warriors. But I have to wonder, who has the time or the emotional energy to do that? I just don't understand it. I just was kind of wondering, are these really black people who are saying this about Will and Jada? Because when that thing with Chris Rock happened, people were calling Will Smith an abuser. For going up there and slapping the man that just insulted his wife, calling him an abuser. Like he went up there and friggin' threw a bomb in his face. He slapped him. Okay? Calling him an abuser. Really? Really? I mean, these are the type of people who, will call the cops on a black man and be like, I'm in danger. Oh my God, please, someone send someone. But at the same time, they're the ones who are endangering that black man. It's like, I just was wondering, these people who are coming after Will Smith and Jada, they don't seem like black people. At first, it was like, this might be some black people coming after them. Okay. But then I looked into it and I was like, no, these people who sending them hate online, these are clearly some white supremacists. Even if they are unconscious to their bias, even if it's an unconscious bias, they are using that. Now, some of y'all might come in the comments and say, Najwa, no, I'm black, and even I think what Will Smith did was wrong. Okay, cool. And I don't think that, violence, I don't condone violence. I don't think anybody should be doing that. But at the same time, Chris Rock provoked that. And finding out from what Jada has spoken on in her memoir, there's more behind the story. He had some envy with Will Smith and Jada's relationship. There was maybe some jealousy going on there. That was not only a shot at Jada, that was a shot at Will as well. We see the intricacies of that. But beyond that, truly, we just don't we're not here on this earth to just constantly be judging people, to be so up in somebody's nutty butter, always observing what they're doing. It's like, I get it, they're public figures. I get it. But at the same time, they are also just normal human beings. There's a vulnerability there with Jada. Jada Pinkett Smith strikes me as a woman who's very strong, but there's a vulnerability there as well. A vulnerability that every Black woman has, because we are always expected to be so strong. Society is always throwing more on us than we can barely handle. And after all that, it also wants to tear us down. It wants to disparage us. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you what, speaking completely honestly, half of the people that want to say that Jada Pinkett Smith is a narcissist, they want to say that she is selfish and she only cares about herself, want to paint her as a brazen Jezebel who is some sort of, bucket or whatever. I guarantee you, all of those women have something else going on, whether it's internalized misogyny. Okay, doesn't matter the race. They could be white, they could be Black, Latina, Asian, whatever it is. Internalized misogyny. It could be racism. Very clear and honestly. If a white woman is coming after Jada Pinkett Smith that hard and calling this woman selfish, saying that she should shut up, that right there sounds like a jealous, somebody who's jealous and maybe whose culture has for centuries reiterated this falsity that because you have pale skin, because you align yourself with patriarchal norms, okay, and you're silent and silent and silent and silent, if you align yourself with that right there is the perfect chaste woman. And anything outside of that is not. It goes back to a long history of demonizing Black people, Black women in a very, very specific way. So if you think that someone is progressive, if they're of another race, and they feel that they have the authority to sit here and vilify Jada Pinkett Smith, think again. Think again. And again, karma is very real. Karma will come back and get you after a while. But I see that. I see that these are two people who really love each other, two people who are faulted, like we all are. I really, really wish that we will sort of come up out of this time where people need social media to tell them what to think, where people need to always be up in a public figure's business instead of concentrating on creating their own happy life, creating their own happy marriage. Even though I like to comment on these things, what I comment on is usually not the popular opinion. It's usually the absolute opposite. Why? Because I'm spending my time and energy focusing on my own life, my own happiness, my own marriage, my own family, my own friends, my own career, my own passions. Why on earth am I going to always be up in somebody else's business? Now, I wanted to talk to you guys about what I saw on Larry Reid. Go and check out his video if you can. He gave an interesting point of view on this. His point of view was, hey, I know at least 7 couples in Hollywood off my hand who are doing this right here, who are still married. They might still be making love. They might still be living in the same house, but they are essentially separated, And he said, it's just that some people won't come out and say that to you. I saw some people in the comments online speaking of this element where they were like, hey, I thought that my grandparents had the perfect marriage. And we go on and we find out later that granddaddy had some children over here with this lady down the street, Stuff like that is more common than you would think. The thing is people aren't running around spreading all their business all the time. That's not what the public is for. That's not what social media is for. Concentrate on your own good, your own goodness, your own family, your own well-being. Okay? Your own prosperity, your own love, your own self-care, your own health. Yeah. I felt like the biggest indicator that these are just two human beings who can be good and who can also have flaws is seeing how their kids stuck up for them, y'all. Now listen to this. So this is an article from CBS News. It says, Will Smith, kids support Jada Pinkett Smith in surprise Baltimore appearance. This is from October 19, 2023. Says Baltimore native Jada Pinkett Smith's book Talk Wednesday at the Enoch Pratt Free Library had even more star power than expected when her extremely famous family showed up. Our media partner, the Baltimore Banner, reports. Her actor husband, Will Smith, their kids, Jaden and Willow, and Will Smith's son from a previous marriage, Trey, were all in attendance, much to the audience's glee. Now, does that sound like a family? Because I'm so serious, guys. If you guys go on social media, you would think that this is some nasty succubus, Jada Pinkett Smith, some nasty succubus that stomped on Will Smith's heart, and Will Smith was, sort of crying, but at the same time, Will Smith was also the stupid who punched Chris Rock in the... No, that's not it. You even saw some places where they bring the kids into it. Don't bring people's kids into this. Places in the kids. Oh, the kids even think Will Smith is annoying. Did that sound like it? Did that sound like this is a family that is some succubus, a-hole, lethargic, apathetic? No, it's not. It's not our place to judge, and I'm sorry, but when the orange monster came into the scene, that's how fascism works. I mean, I keep coming back to it, but it is true. Fascism, racism, white supremacy, it works in these very subtle ways, and that's how people like Adolf Hitler come up, and all of a sudden, this meanness just becomes normal. I imagine 1940 Germany was extremely mean, okay? I was literally looking at the Anna Nicole show, like old reruns of the Anna Nicole show, because I love Anna Nicole Smith. Before you think I'm like weird, I just love her. I thought her spirit was so beautiful. And it's so sad that she left so early. I feel like if she would have gotten the right help that she needed, if she was surrounded by the right people, maybe if she would have went through what she went through in 2020, for example, things could have turned out a whole lot more different, because things have developed. We've had the Me Too movement. We've also just seen women become more into themselves. And anyway, long story short, I look at those old episodes and I see how she just, by that end of that show, she is just so out of it. She's so out of it, and she's kind of piled herself up with drugs and alcohol, and you can see that the pressure of that lifestyle has really, really, really gotten to her. That didn't happen to Will. That didn't happen to Jada. But it has the potential to. Anybody in that public eye in Hollywood, they have the potential to become Amy Winehouse. They have the potential to become Aaron Carter. They have the potential to become Anna Nicole. Because people just look to these people like they don't have feelings at the end of the day. That they don't have alliances. So yeah, maybe Will and Jada didn't bring everybody into this, but looking at how other public figures, especially ones that weren't people of color, have been demonized, vilified, and the only way they saw themselves to just make the chattering stop was just to drink or do or whatever into a stupor, and then they just, Whitney Houston. It's just like, that's, So yeah, I'm going to keep sticking up for Will and Jada. I am, because they're human. They're human. It's not our place to judge. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think. At this point, I feel like I'm talking myself in circles, but some of you guys might not agree with me, and that's okay. I feel like we have to be in this time where we can talk, we can have discussion. I want to hear what you say. Put it down in the comments. I want to hear what you have to say. But, you know, we have to have these discussions. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one.